You've seen the videos. Get $50,000 with your EIN only. No personal credit, bad credit, doesn't even matter. And here's the part that they leave out. Most of the people who click that, they never get approved. Because EIN only, the way it's sold to you, it's a myth. But there's a real version. And the twist nobody tells you, the thing that gurus tell you to run from, putting your name behind the debt is the exact thing that takes you from capped 50K to 150K plus. So let me show you the truth about EIN only, the EIN only credit, and why the personal guarantee is the unlock and not the trap, and exactly how to get there. My name is Chess. I've helped established business owners just like yourself unlock 75 to 150K plus, where you could repeat it over and over again in 0% business credit. No collateral required. You don't have to give up any equity, don't have to lose your pants. And I've done this with over 200 plus business owners. So I'm going to give you the honest version of EIN only credit. What's real, what's a myth, and why the 50K, no guaranteed version, is the small game. And how putting your name behind the debt is actually what unlocks the real money. Especially if your money is, or especially if your business is very young, or you're nowhere near $1 million a year in revenue. So let's clear up the myth first, because it's costing people's approvals and wasting a lot of time. EIN only does not mean no credit check. It does not mean bad credit is fine, and it also does not mean nobody's on the hook if it goes sideways. Anybody promising you that is selling you a denial. And here's the truth, there are two tiers, and people only ever hear about the small one, which is going to be tier 1, the cap version. Yes, there is real business credit that doesn't report to your personal guarantee. For example, we have like corporate cards from issuers like Ramp and Brex, and they only report to the business bureaus, so they stay off your personal credit, and they don't ever pull your personal score. It sounds perfect in the real world, but here's the catch nobody mentions. The limit is tied to your business's cash and the revenue. These issuers, they want to see real money in the bank, often 25,000 or more, and they size your line to it. So if your business is brand new, or you're doing maybe two, three, $500,000 a year instead of seven figures, that door is barely open. And when it does open for you, the limit is super modest, not the six figures that you're actually after. The myth sellers are pitching you a tier you may not even qualify for yet. And then we have tier 2, where the real money is. That's 75 to 150K in 0% funding that you could use year after year, and that unlocks when you're personally guaranteed the debt. And I know that's the exact words that gurus tell you to be afraid of. But think what's actually happening if your business has no track record, no years in revenue, no seasoned financials. The lenders has nothing to underwrite. So they underwrite you, your personally guarantee backed by a strong personal profile is what lets a young or smaller business borrow like a big one. The guarantee isn't the risk, it's the bridge. It's the thing standing in for the revenue that you don't have yet. Now, here's the part that ties it all together. Because most people, they blur two things and it costs them time, money, equity. A personal guarantee and reporting to your personal credit are not the same thing. Guarantee is your signature. You're standing behind it. You're standing behind the debt and your business. The reporting is whether the balance shows up on your personal consumer file. And here's the key: which card you pick decides this. Most of the major business cards like Chase, American Express, US Bank, etc., they require a guarantee, but keep your everyday balances off your personal report. A few like Capital One, Discover, they dump it straight onto your personal credit. So same business card, opposite outcome. If you pick right, you can personally guarantee the debt and still keep it off your personal utilization. Whole nother game. Big limits and your personal score stays clean for your mortgage, your car, your business, whatever comes next. So it's separated. One honest kind of caveat, because I'm not going to sell you the fantasy that only holds while you pay as agreed. If you fall seriously behind 60, 90 days or default, and because you guaranteed it, it can land on your personal credit. And that's what guarantee means. It's real. which is exactly why you need to treat it like real obligation it is, not free money. That's the real game. Not avoiding the guarantee, using it while keeping the debt where it belongs on the business. So let me kind of explain. How do you actually qualify for the cars that stay off your personal report? You make the business legible to the business bureaus first. So there's going to be four moves. Number one, build a real entity, not a shell LLC or corporation. EIN straight from the IRS and a business bank account in the exact entity name. And I know this sounds super basic, but most people skip the part that matters the most. Everything has to match. Same business name, same address, same phone on your Secretary of State filing and your EIN. Your bank, everywhere. A single mismatch reads as risk and quietly kills your approvals before a human ever sees it. Think about like stacking chips. The more chips you have, the higher percentage. So move number two, make the business findable. Findable beats anonymous. And here's where a lot of people get a lot of advice where they get it completely backwards. The privacy crowd tells you to never use your home address. Keep yourself anonymous. And for privacy, sure, they got a point. Your home address ends up on a public state record. But understand, the lender's side of this. What are they going to see? A bank is about to hand you six figures, and they need to be able to find you. And anonymity and a big unsecured approval pull in opposite directions. They go separate. And when the goal is funding, findable wins every time. So this part is super simple. You can absolutely use your home address. Nothing wrong with that. It's residential, it's real, it's verifiable. They see it on your ID. And banks are fine with this. The only thing you're giving up is privacy, not approval odds. You could always change this once you're done with funding. But what you must not use is a CMRA address, a commercial mail receiving agency, like a UPS store box, a mail drop, a virtual address. Here's why it matters. When you apply, the banks, they run your address through the USPS data. And if it comes back and flagged as CMRA, the application can get an auto denial. Because the system is AI, that's not a real place of business. It's a mailbox. So if you're going to use business or virtual address instead of your home, I would check it before you even put it on an application. Run the exact street through a CMRA lookup and confirm it comes back not as a CMRA. Ideally classify commercial. And check the precise address, not the brand. Two suites from the same virtual address can land on the opposite sides of that flag, depending on how the USPS registered the billing. So, quick heads up for you, USPS retired its free public address lookup tool in early 2026. So, I would use the current USPS certified CMRA checker rather than the old link that you'll find in other guides that I probably created. So, I will round this out with a very real, reachable business phone number that's actually listed. You know, all the boring stuff is what separates a real business from a guy with an LLC in a lender's eyes. They see that you took the effort to make this real. Move number three, open your business bureau profiles. For example, your DUNS number. You can get the DUNS number from the Dun & Bradstreet website completely for free. You do not need to pay anyone to get this done. Get an early reporting trade line. Get like at least 3 of them on the books so the business bureaus actually have a file to show. If you have no file, nothing to report, no business side approvals, this is the step that turns your EIN into something a lender can score. Move number 4, last. Apply to the cards that report business only. This is your actual EIN move. So selecting the specific lender whose cards report to the business bureaus and keeping those off your personal report and applying in the right order so the profile stays strong the whole way through. And get the selection and the order right and the limit stacks. If you get it wrong and they report to your personal credit, the exact same thing that you're trying to avoid becomes real. So the first 3 moves, you can do this all yourself this week. The 4th is knowing which cards report business only. The order to apply, which one leverages your personal guarantee to push the limits to 6 figures, and where most people guess and lose. And the less revenue history that your business has, the more that the guarantee and the sequencing carry the approval. That's the part that we map out for each profile. Before I show you any proof, I want you to actually have a win for something from this video right now. So right now, pause if you have to, go check whether the address that you're using for your business is a CMRA address. And the whole thing takes only 60 seconds. Let me show you this in the next part. All right, so first thing we'll do, we'll go to USPS.com and we'll go to Quick Tools. We'll then go to look up a zip code. After that, we'll go to find an address and take the exact street address you're using or thinking about using for the business and run it through to your current USPS certified CMRA checker, just like this one. Search those words and use a current one. So the USPS did kill their old free public tool in early 2026. So I will use this tool where we're using right now. So we'll go ahead, punch our address in. This is at a virtual address, so let's try that out. All right, so first thing we're gonna look at the fields CMRA, so it's Commercial Mail Receiving Agency. We'll look at the field, it's gonna come back at yes or no. If it comes back no, then we're clean. So this address is clean, the address won't get auto denied, and you just disarmed a landmine that most people step on without even knowing it was there. So if it does come back as a yes, then congratulations, because you just found a silent reason your applications might be dying, and now you can fix it before you ever apply again. So either way, you just learned something about your own profile that you didn't know 60 seconds ago. I think that's a real win, and you got it for free. That's the level that we go with. Now here's the honest part. That's one domino. The setup is the easy half. Knowing exactly which card reports business only, the order to apply in, and how to use your guarantee to push the limit to 6 figures. That's the part I built with you, profile by profile. So run that check and then watch what's possible when the whole system is in place. So let me show you what this looks like when the setup is completely right. So what happened? We have a client, Darylin. He came to me already running a real estate business. Decent personal credit score. But every card he'd opened was sitting on his personal profile, jacking up his personal utilization. And in the bank's eyes, he looked overextended on paper. So the approvals kept shrinking with everything he applied for. And this is how he felt. He felt boxed in. Sounds familiar? Profitable business, and yet his own credit looked max because the business was riding on it. And every time he wanted to fund something, he was borrowing against himself. So what was happening in this? Nothing was wrong with Darylin. His funding was just landing in the wrong place. And his personal profile, instead of his business one. We rebuilt the business side, then we applied to the cards that report business only in order. So that way, $95,000 to $100,000 in 30 days on the business, off his personal report. His personal score didn't take the hit because the debt was never sitting there to begin with. So here's what to do next. Click the link to book a call. If you qualify, you'll get on my calendar. If not, no worries. We have both one-on-one personal credit building and a consumer law credit repair, where me and my team custom write each letter for you.